Carlos Alcaraz was flawless. Coco Gauff was furious. And the Australian Open just delivered one of its most talked-about moments. In a night that showed the brutal contrast of elite tennis, Carlos Alcaraz dominated from the first point to the last, reminding everyone why he's the future and the present of the sport. Clean winners, fearless movement, total control. World number 1 Carlos Alcaraz brutally disposed off home hope Alex de Minaur on Tuesday to reach the Australian Open semi-finals for the first time. Alcaraz, who will be the youngest male player to clinch a career Grand Slam if he secures his first Melbourne crown, was in imperious form, thrashing de Minaur 7-5, 6-2, 6-1, sealing victory with an ace on Rod Laver Arena. The Spaniard ruthlessly ended de Minaur's dream of becoming the first Australian in 5 decades to become men's champion at Melbourne Park. Alcaraz will now go up against third seed Alexander Zverev, having yet to drop a set at this year's tournament, with the pair's head-to-head record currently standing at 6-6. "I'm happy with the way I am playing here," said 22-year-old Alcaraz. "From the first round to now, I am increasing my level every match. My team told me after the first match that my level I want to play is going to come. Today I felt really comfortable, playing great tennis, which I am proud about." Lerner Tien's bid to become the youngest man to reach the last 4 in Melbourne for 34 years were ended by Zverev. The 20-year-old American reached a Grand Slam career high round 4 down under last year, but went one better this time round, defeating former world number 1 Daniil Medvedev in straight sets to secure his quarterfinal spot. But 25th seed Tien had no such joy against Zverev, who produced a superb serving performance on his way to a 6-3, 6-7, 6-1, 7-6 triumph. And the German third seed, who was thumped by Jannik Sinner in last year's final, admitted his young opponent had made life tough. "Lerner from the baseline was playing unbelievable," said 3-time Slam finalist Zverev. "I don't think I've played anyone who plays that well from the baseline for a very long time. I don't know what coach Michael Chong has done with him in the off-season, but it's incredible. Without my 20-something, 24 aces, I probably would not have won today." In the women's draw, world number 1 and 2-time Melbourne champion Aryna Sabalenka again proved too strong for the latest teenage talent to cross her path, and round 4, the Belarusian defeated 19-year-old Canadian Victoria Mboko to set up a last-8 clash with 18-year-old American Iva Jovic. For the second match running, Sabalenka powered to a straight-sets victory, this time 6-3, 6-0, with Alina Svitolina next up for the 4-time Grand Slam winner. The 27-year-old, who has yet to drop a set at this year's tournament, has now made it to the semi-final stage at 14 of the last 17 majors she has contested. "These teenagers are testing me in the last couple of rounds," said Sabalenka, who was beaten by Madison Keys in last year's final and missed out on a 3rd consecutive crown. "She's an incredible player. It was a tough match. Don't look at the score, it wasn't easy at all. I'm super happy with the win. It was a tough battle." Svitolina sailed through to her first Australian Open semi-final in surprisingly easy fashion against Coco Gauff, as the American third seed serving woes came back to haunt her in what was a humbling 6-1, 6-2 defeat. A visibly frustrated Gauff was 3-0 down in the second set before finally managing to hold her serve for the first time, and was seen on camera smashing her racket to pieces as she walked back to the dressing room after the match. "I tried to go somewhere where there was no cameras," said Gauff of her post-match demolition job. "Certain moments, the same thing happened to Aryna Sabalenka. After I played her in the final of the US Open, I feel like they don't need to broadcast. So maybe some conversations can be had, because I feel like, at this tournament, the only private place we have is the locker room." It was a complete disaster from start to finish for the 21-year-old reigning French Open champion, who made 5 double faults, 26 unforced errors, and secured just 3 winners in an error-strewn performance. "I tried my best to be positive, but I just felt like nothing for me was working," Gauff added. "That's a bit frustrating when you are out there and you feel like your strengths aren't really doing their thing. There were many matches watching Serena Williams play that she would play bad and be able to scrap those out and win the title. I just need to figure out how to get through those bad days."